good, Zishan? All right, we're going to begin in 10 seconds from now. Good morning and welcome in to the last call in this, the first edition of the Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies awesome Divination Tele Summit. And what a time we've had. Across the spectrum, our speakers have shared their knowledge and expertise, given us the very generous gift of giveaways, on-call demonstrations and readings and healings, and put out amazing offers for learnings and sessions. A big thank you to each and every one of them. A very big thank you to you, our amazing audience, to each of you who's been here since the beginning, the middle, and brand new recently. Your presence and support is precious to us. And the team that makes all of this happen day in and day out, the bestest team to collaborate with. A huge shout out to Team ML, Nedu, Amrish, Ruchira, Misbah, Shilpa, Krishnas. Take a bow. And moving on to our super fab expert today, who is primarily a juggler. Yes, you heard me right. She is a juggler. Playing with and balancing being a homemaker, a special needs educator, a consultant in alternative healing modalities, doing workshops on numerology and Lenormand cards, and still finding ways to learn more. Her learning curve includes Mokshpat divination, Loshu grid and remedies, and astrology, which she's in the process of learning. A patient listener, a giving teacher, and a warm friend. She's here today to tell us all about Lenormand cards. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, please, for the last time this season, this year, put your hands together for and join me in giving a warm Mystic Lotus welcome to the lady who believes it is simply the blessings of her ancestors that have led her to be in the sacred field that she is in. Zennobiia Edulkaka. Hi, Zeno, welcome in.
Thank you, Neelu. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Because the voice lifts the mood. The way you say it sounds so sweet. The introduction, that it's a joy. And yes, indeed, of course, joy to be back again. Like you said, it's an amazing, amazing team that works so hard to put everything together. Just last night, I was in complete awe of the work that you all do, So Shilpa, Misbah, Amrish, all of you together, all the people who makes this happen. I think it's exemplary what you'll do. So thank you actually. And for giving the platform, for giving this opportunity. And I'm hoping it's the last session, but not the least. So
Thank you. Yes, officially it is last, but you are back tomorrow again. So
yes,
technically I am. Tomorrow, but yeah.
Yes, I am.
So, before we, and sorry, I keep, when you've spent enough time with Zennobiia, we all end up calling her, so I'm sorry if I keep doing that. I'm going to switch over to Zennobiia right away.
No, Zeno, it's fine. I love it. Stick okay. With Zeno. It just makes it so much easier to handle. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So listen, we've always known you to be this super fab numerologist. What led you to Lenormand cards, which you've been doing since 2017, and I think more than 3,000 people sessions and teachings being done by now. 3,000, that's a huge number in such a short span. What led you to it?
So yes, I probably some of you have heard me say this on a workshop or something. You may have heard this, but it all began actually long time ago with Mystic Lotus, 2015 association, 14-15 association. So we'd have these healing fests for real, okay, like live audiences. Harsha, one of the testimonial people, will sort of endorse that. And at these wonderful festivals where we'd be at, I'd be with my laptop, which was so sort of, I thought, dry and not so cool. And there'd be these very fancy ladies dressed up, decked up with their very fancy, quaint looking cards, as it were. Okay. But somehow, despite that attraction, I felt I did not feel at any point like learning the tarot, Neelu, for whatever reasons. Okay. And I had been doing numbers by 2017, that's halfway. So I'd been like studying numbers for about 5 to 6 years by then. When I suddenly just chanced upon this name, the Lenormand. I didn't know where it came from, what it was about. Probably didn't know how to say it also at that time. Until today, my friends tease me कि भैया पहले ये बता देना इसको बोलते कैसे हैं? How do you say this? So yes, for the uninitiated, if you want to say it like the French would say, it's Lenormand. You do that. Otherwise, you just the Lenormand cards. And I just chanced upon the name, and I went ahead and sort of found somebody who might train me in the cards. That's how the journey began. And then I thought, wow. And some of the students are here, and I'm sure they agree when I say this, that it's one cracking little whip. It gives you such intense answers, such precise understanding, because guidance is at the heart of all of this, right? Like, I'll give you a small show-to example today. Today morning, I opened cards to advise myself with regard to Mystic Lotus, how I should take it forward. So literally clear-cut guidance came through. Remain grounded with the anchor, and the fact that you must express yourself with the letter and the lady herself. So it's all up to you how you're going to take this forward. So it's crisp is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Many of you know that already. Yeah.
And there is an association with numbers as well, which
yes.
I'm sure you're going to explain very soon.
So I'll do that as we go through our presentation, because there you'll see the number appear on every card. Yeah,
right.
There is a sort of what you call a card insert, like a playing card insert on each of our 36 cards, which you will see very soon and see how that works. Yeah, that is under sort of one more texture, one more layer to the Lenormand deck. Absolutely.
Right. So do you want to get going with that? Let's just tell everybody what the Lenormand is all about and get moving with this.
Absolutely. Super. Yes, 100%.
Give me a moment. I'm just going to quickly share my screen.
And at this point, it's nice to probably mention that at one point, they will need a little pen and paper.
Yes.
Going forward, yeah.
Right. And before we start, can you see the screen, Zennobiia? Can everybody see it?
I can, Neelu. What I'm going to make this even more chotu kar deti hu ye. This I'm making even more. I can see it now very clearly.
Right, great. And just reminding everybody before we start off on this, that all chats will be on the Telegram group. That's where your questions will be taken up from. Okay, go ahead, Zennobiia.
All right. So what you see here is the 36 cards that have been laid down in what is like the most intense spread by the Lenormand deck. All right. It's called the Grand Tableau. So you put down the entire deck and can answer a person like, about his money, about his children, about his finances, about his career, all at one go. When you want to attack sort of all at one go, this is the spread to use. All right, so we can go to the next slide. This is just an idea of what the whole set might look like. And very soon, of course, Neelu, you will see my very own deck.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. Super excitedly looking forward to. In fact, Aarti, Zennobiia, this is the first time Aarti's even heard of this modality. Aarti, you're in for a treat. I hope you're here and you're going to be here all throughout. Sorry, continue.
No, what Aarti says is right, Neelu. Very often, this is not something that, like tarot, 10 people will say, oh, tarot cards. Right. But Lenormand, not that many people know about. So my whole thing is about more people knowing about the Lenormand, yeah? Right. This, of course, is the inspiration, because people wonder where, what are the roots of this particular deck? This is the lady, a very famous fortune teller of her times. She lived in France, Mary Anne Lenormand. The dates have been given. She lived between 72 and 1843. And when she moved on, she sort of this is interesting. She left behind a huge fortune, which her nephew happily accepted. And she left behind her cards, which were almost destroyed, so much as to say. Because people used to believe at that time, Neelu, that, these are jugglers. There's a certain amount of witchery involved when somebody does something like this. You understand? Right. So that didn't go down. But of course, the money he was happy to receive. So several years later, almost to cash in on her fame as a fortune teller, is when these cards were sort of taken up and released. first as what was known as the game of hope. And we'll see it just right now on the next slide. Yeah, of course, yes. This is where she was buried. It's a very famous cemetery in France where she's buried. If you go close and see, you'll see Mademoiselle Lenormand being mentioned there.
Yes.
Yeah. And 1 second, Nilu, is the sound coming from my earphones? I'm just going to try a moment without my earphones. Maybe that might help. 1 second.
You're loud and clear.
I'm loud and clear, na?
Absolutely crisp.
Oh, perfect. All right. And no background sound coming through.
No echoes. No echoes.
Lovely. Then perfect. Let me know if there is. So here's the tomb where she was, of course, buried. And it's almost like a mausoleum. People will go pay tribute to her spirit and lay flowers for her. In fact, it was restored. Her grave, her cemetery was restored because people thought, she's such a fabulous fortune teller. Let's pay her respect. In fact, I hope to go there soon, someday, and do the same. It would be quite a tribute to Madame Lenormand.
I'm sure it will. And in fact, Vikram loves France and he's happy to know that this is where it originated.
How lovely.
From.
Yes, very much so. In fact, just to give it context, she was around at the times of Napoleon. All right. And she would read for the Lady Josephine. And she had said that several of them, she'd say who'd go to the guillotine next. And very often they were fearful of her because invariably her prophecies would come true.
Right.
So that is it about Madame Lenormand. Yes.
Okay.
That we can go to the next one.
Yeah, I'm just okay, not other.
Okay. So this I've just put down a few pointers. Exactly what I told you is these are little 36 cards, each with a lucid image and a playing card insert. Playing card insert means regular playing cards. So for example, you could have a King of Hearts on a card. You could have a Queen of Diamonds on a card. And only if you're really wanting to know, just know that because they're 36, we can't fit the 52 cards on. So what will we be missing? The 2s, the 3s, the 4s, and the 5s will be missing in the Lenormand. This is just technical information. And yes, one of the simplest decks literally for people looking to embark on a journey of card reading. ठीक है, अब जाते हैं. Who can learn this deck? And I genuinely am not saying this, Neelu. We'll prove this in just a little while. When we go forward and do a little activity with somebody who knows nothing about the cards, you'll see that I haven't just said this. This is a fact. There is potential to be a card reader within each and every human being, I've realized. There is no special kind. So I can't, sit on a high horse and say, oh, well, you come specially equipped to read cards. No, that's not it. Anyone who's keen, has an open heart, open mind, wants to help others, I think it really works wonders. You can do it with great ease then. Yes, and we can go to the next one. Okay, this is important to know because, I'm sure that there may be some tarot readers also who are listening in perhaps and would like to know how it differs. Now, see, I'm not the best one on this because I don't work with the tarot. But what I've heard from people also who do the tarot and the Lenormand is, it's a simple deck to carry around, okay? Dusra, it gives a very sort of crisp narrative. And here, it's not like reading into. It's very matter of fact. So like I've given this little example here about the bouquet card. Now you could see 12 different kinds of bouquets on 12 different decks, but it will always mean a gift. So do you realize when one of the keywords is a gift for the bouquet, so your life becomes so much simpler, all right? And whereas tarot is, of course, so for example, the ship has stormy waters around it. They say, okay, well, your journey's begun, but there's storms around it. Whereas in the Lenormand, the ship is just about journeying, about voyage, travel, a vehicle, you see? So it's very, very clear cut, the Lenormand, very direct. Okay, all right. Here I'd like to add, Neelu. Definitely, I've named 1 or 2 decks that I would give out earlier. When you take my course, I do send out what is called the Under the Roses because it has the pips and everything on it. Pips is basically the technical term that we use for playing card inserts, all right? So if you see like a 9 of spades, it's 9 pips on that one, like that, just so that people understand. So Bluebird, Under the Roses, and Zenobbia's upcoming deck is what we should be looking at to learn.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I completely forgot to mention it. Zennobiia is actually making her own deck, and I think possibly this is one of the first ones to originate like from India.
Yes,
Zennobiia,
yes, because
right,
I have never heard of any such deck having come out of India. I was researching, Nilu,
right, right,
and I couldn't I would just see the ones which we work with all the time. They come
right,
essentially from a US company. Yeah.
right. So people, you are actually, all of us are going to be so privileged to see a glimpse of this deck for the first time
Yeah,
on this
first time.
call today.
First time ever, literally. Yeah.
Literally, yes.
All right. So, Dekho, Nilu, here we have two cards. All right. Why I put up these two cards is because you can't read Lenormand as single cards. Just understand. This is like a prerequisite rule. So,
Right.
there are lots of people who sort of remove a card for a daily guidance, so much as to speak. In our case, you must receive or remove at least two cards. All right. Beyond that, of course, is your call. So now, Nilu, now, for example, you're here and I'm telling you that the first card is about, say, some kind of news. It's the card of the rider. All right. So when you look at the cross coming in after, tell me, do you feel this is going to be light or heavy news coming in?
Probably going to be news that might not be all that great.
So can I use the word intense?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, something
Yes.
intense. Could be some news related to spiritual matters. But
Right.
of course, why when I say intense, because cross is associated with karmic burden, okay,
Right.
in the Lenormand. So it's the second card, remember, that acts as your modifying card and tells you a little bit more about your first card, always. So first is the noun, second is the adjective. You could go with a very simple explanation.
Nice. And in fact, you know what? Shitu was asked, can I have a general reading to see how you do work with this deck? Here, you've just gotten a small glimpse of it. Shitu, hang in there. You're going to get to know a lot more.
You'll get to know a lot more. Yeah, absolutely.
So in fact, I'm so glad you put these questions up because I'm sure these are questions that come up all the time. And yeah, can we predict the future? This is the thing that everybody asks, be it, you know, of any modality, be it for astrology, be it for tarot. And
yes.
Does that happen here as well?
Okay, so I'll tell you what my take on this is. All right, different people will say different things. I clearly like to say, like it's one of the taglines I gave Mystic Lotus. I said, why predict the future when you can invent it? Yeah, and I really believe that. And the cards will help you, guide you towards inventing that future. All right. So it's not about predictions, but it's more about guidance. This is across the board. Like I've asked people who work in tarot, and a lot of times, so they might say we predict, but classically what they're looking to provide you with is guidance. All right. So for example, simple thing, is it a good time to look for a home in, say, the first 6 months of the next year? So they'll tell you whether that'll be futile or you should go ahead and do exactly that. Right.
Right. And people, you will get to experience this, exactly this, the guidance part of it in a short bit. In fact, interestingly, Zennobiia Brijbala is written in. Yes. And this is where it gets interesting. I don't know if Brijbala knows, I'm guessing not. She's written the person may be crucified with questions.
Oh, wow.
Just looking at the cards when you ask me also. So she's put that in. What I find interesting here, Brijbala, let us know if you've ever heard of Lenormand before, that just looking at the cards, she has come up, she's had a thought about something, right? And
okay, I'm just thinking, I hope that's not me on the Telegram group after the session ends.
Oh, you never know.
That may well be the case, Nilvia.
Brijbala, you hit the nail on the head.
And that there you go. That's crispness for you coming from the Lenormand. That's how crisp it gets.
I just realized, you did make the right connection. Maybe these cards came up for the presentation because actually this is what's going to happen after the call.
This is what it is.
The call. Right.
This is what it is. One student was telling me, in fact, she'll come on in a little while if she's around, Diksha. She was saying very often I sit with the cards to query the cards for somebody else. All right.
Right,
But
right.
if my mind is laden with a question, invariably after I've done the reading for that person, I'll see there's some guidance in it for me also. It's very uncanny. But yes,
Right,
exactly the way they work.
right, right. And here we have a card that you're
Yeah,
explaining.
this is the first card, and I've specially chosen one here without the tag. It doesn't have the rider written
Right,
below. But I'd say to people who are looking to learn for the very first time, go with a deck where the cards are labeled. It makes life that much simpler. A lot
right,
of them are very obvious, like the cross is always the cross, the rider is all. But there are some cards it's nice to see labels on in the beginning. It just makes it easier to work with. And this where it says playing card insert with 9 pips is what I already spoke about. And I told you about it, that you'll see, like, for example, you're seeing 9 hearts. So we refer to those as being 9 pips on this card. Yeah. That's how the Lenormand will be. Now, in some decks will only have 9 and a heart beside it. Because
right.
I somehow feel that takes away less from the card and its imagery. It's not distracting. I feel this one is a little distracting sometimes, but of course, everybody can have their own take on that.
Right, right. And okay, you're obviously going to just quickly let us know what the rider kind of means, and I
See
actually have
the
a
yeah,
question which I'm going to
yeah.
ask you after that.
Okay, so see, this is good you asked, Neelu. This is like part of my learning presentation. So when you choose, like, say, the basic or the advanced or whatever with me, this is how you'll go through the 36 cards at first go. Okay, so what is the rider? It's about activity, energy, passion, speech, messages, packages. Yeah, that's all the keywords that could be used on the rider. It could be a message, it could be a person, or it could be a transitory event. Like, it could also be referring to the Mystic Lotus Tele Summit. All right. Like, for example, let's go back to the earlier 2 cards where we saw the rider and the cross. That's very typically, what is it? It's the Tele Summit and the cross meaning spirituality. So you see how sort of it can fit in. There you go. There you have the imagery of the rider. So the movement is the Tele Summit. And what kind of movement are we looking at? Something with spiritual messaging for people, something that will sort of lift the bar on their faith.
Right.
That's it. That's how these cards work. 2 at a time, always 2 at a time. Okay, not one singular card. Then there's a health context to each card. There's timing to each card. Oh, great. Thank you for this. This is important, Neelu. Thank you. So, of course, everything else one could just read through. It becomes boring to sort of get into what the clover is. But yes, essentially, it's good luck, it's gaiety, lightheartedness, opportunities. All right. But just for a moment, glance at the 2 cards that I've put in. All right. Now, when you look at a card, you're supposed to pick up on a single image in the Lenormand. So, okay, right side, I pick up clover. Great. I know it's good luck. But just for a moment, glance at the left, Neelu, and tell me what's happening there. There's too much going on.
Yeah, and also I think I missed the color, so I'm really not sure what it's supposed to represent to me, apart from it being a clover because
Yes.
it's 4-leaved. But there's arches in the background. There's 2
arches.
faces in, and then below
there's something that looks like a pine cone and some coins.
And then pebbles or coins. Yeah. So this now I'm thinking, is it just one meaning, or are there like 6 meanings running on this?
Exactly. And that can be very chaotic when you begin your journey, very chaotic. Because I just want you to know good luck when you see the clover or an opportunity. I don't want you to be straining your eyes to see this woman and this man and their sort of rather horrific expressions, as it were. All right. So anyway, this is not a great representation on a Lenormand card. Yeah. That's the point I was trying to make. That's all.
Right. The simpler the deck that you pick up at the beginning, the better it is for you.
Yes. And then if you come from the world of tarot, something like that, you will naturally veer towards other decks where there is, a lot going on. But if you're looking to sort of be good at Lenormand, go for a simple deck where the images are very simplistic.
Right. Awesome.
Okay, that's nice.
Oh, in there, that's that's one of the cards from your deck.
Yes, that was a little slip in that we had to make, to rouse into.
Okay, so tell us a little about this card completely, especially since it's now, part of the deck, a part of your deck. So tell us completely what the ship is all about, because a
The
lot of
ship.
people might not be seeing their screens if they're on their phone.
Okay, so the ship basically is about foreigners. It's about people traveling to and fro from foreign countries. A ship, in the olden days, there was no car, no train, right? So the ship is, even in today's time, symbolic all kinds of vehicles. So if I want to see whether I'm going to sort of have or buy a new car in the upcoming year, all I need to do is go to the ship and see what comes after it. And hopefully, if there's something like the bouquet, for example, yes,
Right.
somebody
You
may
might
just
be gifted.
there you go. It's as simple as that. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
We're hoping, looking at a gift from hubby dear, perhaps. Yes.
Right.
So all of this, the ship is all of these things. But I have seen it's very often also pilgrim's progress. Yeah. When things are, you're transitioning things in life, things
Right.
are changing for you. That's also the time when the card of the ship will come up. All right.
Right. So it also depends on the question that you ask, right?
Okay.
And so how it ends up representing that?
Yes. So see, it's all very important because everything is about the question, Neelu. So it's when I will say, okay, so am I getting, say, a new car in the first half of 22, or should I even look or, work towards it? That's when you'll see the ship and what follows thereafter. Right. Without the right kind of question, you could be a little sort of derailed from the right answer. Yes, that is a possibility.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this. Again, Brijbala has written in. She's seen this, and she's saying emotional ride, emotional journey, because the moon is there.
Okay. So just this, I appreciate what she's saying, but you could sort of not work with the moon at all because it's a Lenormand deck. This is just, what do you call it? This is the creative aspect, which I left to the creative artist. So you would not necessary to go down the emotions by the Lenormand deck. Okay. And that, of course, the moment you're sort of with the cards and learning, then you'll know that. That's okay.
Right.
This is what I was waiting for. Let's have some fun here now. This is because this is one way of engrossing people, we make it interesting for everyone. All right. So all people need to do is, since we told them to keep pen and paper handy, Neelu, is like they could have, on that one piece of paper. And I'd really appreciate finally when you came forward to sort of talk about your answers that you have no background in the Lenormand. Otherwise, we're just taking away from the system, right? Yeah. So just make 4 squares. And on each square, like you could say, one could be marked the house, the next one, the snake, the third one, the birds, and the fourth one, key. Literally like 4 blocks, and each block marked with a title. So it could be house, snake, birds, and key. And we'll give them a minute to do that.
Right. And then, sorry.
So just let them sort of settle down and do that.
And in the meantime, Zennobiia, I was just having a quick glance at the group. There's Dipti is asking, how is the health part of it deciphered? You'll get to know that also. Hang in there with your questions.
Yes.
Enjoy this activity for now. And we will definitely come to that question as well.
Yes, let's keep that for later. Yeah, let's keep that for later.
Because as you said, Zennobiia, every card has certain aspects, and you give it to us in like
in your teaching process. Yes, absolutely.
Right. So each card would have a health aspect as well, correct?
Absolutely. More like a guidance than like a prognosis of what's going on with you. Remember that. Yeah. Right. It's not like we're not reading the cards to know what is wrong with you, but more to know what you can do about your health. That's it.
Right. And yes, Vikram, that is correct. Sorry, did you just delete your message? Yes, you have to write house, a snake, birds, and key in your 4 blocks. Dali, I hope you got that.
Correct. Perfect. Okay, so I think that's good. Can we start? So what needs to be done, Neelu, or everybody who's listening, is that I will either come up with a descriptive word, like an adjective or a phrase, and you will have to, for your own innate understanding, just put it down in one of the boxes. All right, just to show you what you can sort of do with the Lenormand. Okay, let's go. So the first one you will put down in one of the boxes, wherever you feel it sort of somewhere fits in, is an enemy. An enemy.
So basically, Zennobiia, when you're calling out the word in whichever of these 4 boxes, people just need to write that where they feel it would come.
Where they feel it might fit in. Where they feel it might fit in is where they'll put it. All right. All right. Next one, a soulmate. A soulmate. Where they feel it may fit in. Third one, somebody who's a little traditional, okay, perhaps a little conservative, but I'd like to use the word traditional. So that in this case, it's an adjective. Where would you put it? Would it be the house person, snake person, bird person, key person? Where would you fit this in? All right. Next one. And I hope, is this pace okay, Neelu? Am I okay on the pace?
Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine.
Okay, so I'm going to the next one. The next one being mental chatter. Mental chatter, and where that might fit in. Then, highly competitive. Somebody with a highly competitive nature. Where would you put that one in? Somebody driven by competition, highly competitive, things like that.
I like the enthusiasm. People have already started putting it into the group. Hang in there, just make your thing and give it to us together.
Give it to us together, because that will be interesting. In fact, we'll have one person come sort of out and discuss it with us. All right. So that'll be interesting to see, because it's innate understanding. You don't need to sort of know too much. Then let's go, like, suppose we were looking at somebody's personal life. Which card would perhaps be your go-to card? So personal life.
Right. And people, if you just write card 1, card 4, card 3, or finally when we come to it, I won't know which one you're referring to.
Yeah, I think you should put the tags on. Yeah, keep the tags. Because you know what, then that way you'll be able to read it out when we ask you, okay, what did you put on the house for the sort of box for the house, like that.
Right. And it'll be easier for me also to call it out for Zennobiia to see as well.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. All right. Ye ho gaya personal. Acha, who's somebody like me, like a speaker, trainer, teacher. Where would you fit that person in of the 4 sort of blocks? Where would you put that person in? Next is a date. Somebody's going on a date, and where would that be? Next up, the complexities of life. You know, just say strange things, one thing after another being rolled out. Complexities, I think, is a good word. That's it. Okay, now next one, slightly interesting. I want you to give me a combine of 2 cards on the next one, all right? So you could sort of put this in both those boxes. That's a welfare center. So that could be for, you know, the girl child or an orphanage, for example, anything like that. Somebody's working towards some welfare of some kind. Next up, gossip.
That's an easy one.
Yes. And yet everybody's so intrigued by it, isn't it?
Yeah.
At some point during the day, everybody wants that little gossip. Okay. All right. And the last but not the least, you nailed it. That's your sort of for everybody who got it right also. And it's the phrase to use also. You nailed it.
Nice. Okay, Zennobiia, I'm going to just stop the screen. Okay, Vikram's asking, what did you say? You nailed it.
Yeah, you nailed it. Like you got it right, yeah? Or you hit the nail on the head, whatever.
Right. I'm stopping the share for a quick moment while we speak to people, and then we'll get this back on again.
Oh, that'll be lovely. I was hoping we'd do that. Great.
Yes.
Because we want to see who the expression when the person comes up and reads out what they've got in their box.
Right. And you know what? I'm just going to Brijbala, are you here? You've been at this from the very beginning, and we'd love to have you on. I can see your answers here. Just gonna look for you. Please remember, we want you on video. Brijbala, if you're comfortable to come on video and come onto this, just put your video on. Otherwise, I'm looking at this. So Bijal's written. Okay, you know what? Brijbala is here.
Right.
You know what? Yeah. Let's just have a few of them on together so that you can have a simultaneous conversation.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's get Bijal on and let's get Vikram on.
Yeah, let's do that because that'd be fun.
Vikram and Dipti. It's the first names I've got.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Shilpa.
Great. Come.
Vikram and Dipti. Or is that we can have 4 of them on, right? If not, we'll just stick to this right now and maybe get Dipti on after.
Okay, great. So let's get them to read what they wrote in each box. Okay, so for Brijbala, let's go with Brijbala. Brijbala, can you come on?
Yeah, Brijbala, your video is gone off.
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Okay. Hi, dear. Hello. Tell us what you put.
Get your videos on.
First of all, I want to say I'm loving it. This session is like...
I'm hoping.
Very interactive, actually.
I'm hoping. Yeah, it has to be fun. Come, tell us what you put in the box for the house. What did you fit in there?
Yes, for the first box, like it's traditional.
Very good, excellent. Okay, traditional.
Then personal life.
Excellent. There you go. Very good.
Then teacher.
You put it in the house. All right. Granted. All right.
Okay. And welfare center. I think you have told to put in 2 blocks, right?
Which 2 blocks did you use?
The house one and the birds one.
House and birds. All right. Okay. I had a slightly different take, but you're close. All right. So now let's go to Vikram and ask him what he put in the snake wala. Chalo.
Hi.
Hi, Vikram. Welcome in.
I have put traditional person and soulmate in the house.
Okay.
Welfare in house and birds.
No, Vikram, tell me what you put in the snake wala dabba.
I have put gossip and enemy in the snake box.
Gossip and enemy. Okay. All right. All right. Gossip. So I'll give the final answers. I'll tell you how they fit in. All right. All of you are close. I'll just tell you by the Lenormand where each one fits in where. All right. Bijal, come on and tell us what is next. I think it's what is next? The third one.
It's the bird. The bird.
Yeah. Tell us what you put in the birds. Bijal, what did you put for the birds?
Speaker and trainer.
Trainer is good for the birds. Trainer is excellent for the birds. Bijal, sorry, I can't see you.
Yeah, dating, competition.
Dating is correct for the birds. All right.
Gossip.
Gossiping.
Gossip is more the birds. Yes, very good. What else did you put for the birds?
Competition.
Competition is more the kind of the snake. All right. Belongs more to the snake. So everybody actually, yeah. And then somebody wants to tell us what they put in their key.
I'm trying to get Dipti on. Okay, Dipti is here.
Dipti is here.
Mental
yeah, Dipti, go ahead.
And you nailed it.
So, okay. So just so that everybody now can go back and see what they wrote, I'll tell you what is it by the Lenormand. All right. Like what it ought to have been perfectly. But everybody wonderful for the first time. Tell me, Dipti, what are you saying?
So I have put 1 second. I have put teacher, tradition, and welfare under keys.
Under keys. Okay, so I'm giving all the answers out. So you'll get now. You can sort of how we do it in class when we were small. Teacher would say, and we sort of give a tick. Please
Yeah.
do accordingly. Chalo. So an enemy will go into the snake. All right,
Yes.
the snake. Most of you agree. I can see you're nodding. Soulmate is the key. All right, classically, soulmate will come from the key. Traditional will be the house person, home person. All right. Mental chatter comes from the birds. Highly competitive comes from the snake. All right. Snake is not all kala. It's not all bad. Snake is somebody who can be highly competitive, going about doing what they must. All right. Personal life is definitely denoted by the home. A speaker is the birds. Okay. Birds has everything to do with voice, throat, speaking, teaching, all of that. Date is again the birds, because there's a component of communication there. Yeah. The complexities of life are ruled by the snake. Buddhi, it's all sort of coiled up, lots of tension there. All right. Welfare center would be a combine of the house and the key. All right. Because like some solutions being looked at within a home space, a welfare space for somebody like that. So
Yeah,
welfare center.
I want to share something.
Okay.
Like for complexity, I have written in the key box because the shape of the key is a little bit like complex.
No, sweetie, that's not the Lenormand language. Key is always good in Lenormand. It's the most powerful 33rd card, master number card. All right, so it's beautiful. So nothing at all amiss with the key. Just remember that. No complexities. It's like, now's your moment. Do it. Do what you must, like that. That's the key.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Center for welfare done. Gossip, of course, typically the birds going tuk, 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 tuk. It could be inside your head, it could be outside. And you nailed it is again the key. So do you get it? But I'd like to know, just like, were most of you on the path? Were most of you getting it like almost there? It's okay. You don't have to know everything, but was it sort of easy to do this? Was it an easy activity, as it were?
Vikram, go ahead.
Yeah, Vikram, tell us, was it easy enough to handle this?
Yes, to some extent it was easy.
Okay, it was easy, right? So what I'm trying to say is, and of course, the rest of the work has to be done by someone you will go to learn, hopefully. But this is the base of the Lenormand language. This is what I wanted you to just experience how simple it is. Okay, so that is it. I hope that most of you got it sort of spot on.
Well, actually, most of them did, Zennobiia. In fact, V is written in saying, because I can only see V, that I did she got only date and welfare center wrong. Otherwise, everything else was.
And I'd like to say, even the ones that you didn't sort of get, not to say it's wrong, it could be your thinking in that moment in time. All right.
Right.
So you might look at a particular reading and feel that way, and that's your reading, and that's fine. That's your intuition trying to tell you something. So it's not like the teacher is always right, nothing of the sort at all. All right.
Right. And it's interesting that you brought up the word intuition, because that's something that yes, it is innate in all of us. It is there. Some of us have it highly honed in. Some of us are still trying to figure it out. But the thing with the Lenormand cards is that aspect does come into play into your own readings, but you don't need to be a pro at it. That's how simple these cards are, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed that little glance into the fact that this is how simple this is. And yes, we are going to get on to all of you getting to actually see how these work, or how they tell a story, or how they give the guidance. But before that, there is something that Zennobiia has for everybody.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Right. Tell us what this is.
And Neelu, just a chotu request. Once,
Yeah.
everybody has to basically just simply choose one card between 1 to 6. That's going to take a second to do.
Right.
The right side of these cards I've sent to you as a picture. If you just want to send it across on Telegram, put it on the Telegram group, so they sort of know what each one picked.
Yes. Okay. And pick a number, people, from 1
to 6. Exactly.
And okay, So Litali's chosen 3, and here's this version of it. The covered, the right side down is already on the group. And in a quick bit, once you've quickly selected your number, Shilpa will share the upside image as well. In fact, Shilpa, go ahead, put it, because people have already chosen their numbers.
It's going to take hardly any time to do that.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay, V's also asked, Zennobiia, in the meantime, I would like to know, are these fixed words with cards, or do they change according to the question?
They don't change, Neelu. Once you know these words, they'll last you for life, honestly.
Right.
They don't change. What will happen is you'll add to your Lenormand vocabulary. So I could, when I started off, had typically for the rider news, activity, and messages. But today I know that it's about transitions. It's about quick movement. It's about transitory events in our life, like that. So your vocabulary will grow as you work with the cards.
Right. Right. In fact, Pragya has written, it was a very interesting exercise. I have never understood cards before, but this is an interesting way of looking at cards by your own interpretation. All right, people have chosen their numbers, and the right side is up as well. Zennobiia, tell us very quickly, why 6 cards and what's going on? What is it that everybody has in store for them?
So here, it's not like a prediction. Again, it's like guidance. It's essentially about the qualities you must work around in the coming new year. So because, I just want people to know what is it that you have to work at, basically.
Right.
Okay. And let's go. So suppose you chose 1. Right, 1 second. Yeah. So first card, going by that way that it was marked, is the crossroad card. All right. Are we getting to see it, Neelu? It's been put on the
It's been put on the group.
Oh, lovely. So then there everybody can see. Then we don't really worry about it.
And if you have the deck with you, just show it up.
I do. It may be a slightly different deck though.
No worries.
This one will be different from what I've put in the picture. I just like to make people look at a lot of decks actually.
Right.
Yeah, so it might look something like this. This is the crossroad. Yeah. Okay, so chalo, let's go. Crossroads agar kisi ne choose kiya, so what you have done or chosen for yourself is, it's a little, is my voice coming through, Neelu?
Absolutely clear.
Okay, so crossroads means you could be in some kind of deciding space. Like you need to be more spot on with taking decisions and not procrastinate too much. All right, so be quick and precise and spot on with decision making. That's what this card is saying. All right, with the crossroads, another thing that always comes through a little bit is, don't scatter yourself way too much. Don't go down, like there are people who do, like even in our world, they're doing 5 modalities at the same time. So you're preventing yourself somewhere from, grappling with 1 or 2 and doing it at a deeper level. So just don't dilute yourself or scatter yourself way too much. That's about it with the crossroads. The next one is the sickle. All right, 2. It's on the group. Just check people. 2, sickle. Sickle is telling you somewhere to sharpen your claws. All right. So be clear. Be precise. Let there be a lot of clarity in what you do. Sometimes we're so cloudy in the head, right? We're not clear about what we want to do going forward. So sickle is classically like it's the clear the clutter card. Take away all that's not needed. Suppose you're writing a book, is telling you somewhere to edit your book. From 400, bring it down to 250 pages, you'll do a better job. That's classically the sickle card. So that's what you do. Sharpen yourself, sharpen your claws with the sickle. And of course, there's a very cute thing I read in one book. It says, get off your butt and do what you need to do with the sickle. So when I get the sickle, I know what it's asking me to do. Fox, all right? The fox card is the 3rd card, and it's talking somewhere about skills and self-care. So be clever, be intelligent, build on skills, because that's what is going to come handy in the times ahead. And that's going to be your great important times ahead. So skills are all important. All right. Also setting boundaries. As a fox, you should be setting your boundaries. That's important. That's what I had chosen before I opened up the cards. Okay. Next, the bouquet. Beautiful card to have sort of received. Nilu, what did you receive?
Actually, I picked 6.
So time for, lovely, nice card for you there. All right. So
And
bouquet.
that's the bouquet.
Yes. That's a beautiful bouquet there, yeah. And it'll be different from the one that you'll see in the picture. I'm looking at the one in the picture, right?
Right.
So that bouquet, what do you say? Bouquet is a gift, all right? So it's basically just telling you the bouquet, share your gifts and talents with the world. So suppose you're a creative artist. Suppose you're a singer who hasn't sung in a long time. Look to singing, look to going back to music. Make life a little joyful, beautiful, creative, fun, that sort of thing. Okay, let's go to the house card.
And that's the house card, people.
Okay, so house card is simply telling you, breathe. It's okay to breathe. Yeah, settle down. Sometimes just stare at the 4 walls of your house. It's okay. You don't always have to be running and doing things. Yeah, home is your comfort zone. For some people, sometimes the house also asks, are you way too comfortable in your home? Probably it'll ask me for sure.
Interesting.
Push your comfort zone. Push beyond your comfort zone. Yeah, because we get so comfortable in what we do. We don't want to sort of push the boundaries on that one. So that's what the house very often is asking. And the last one, of course, for Nilu. All yours. You have to be a friend to receive friendships. Yeah. And which I know, I mean, your whole demeanor is so friendly, as it were. So that's what the card says. Be loyal. Be faithful.
Right.
Yeah. Be a mentor unto somebody. That is classically the card. Very, very rich on content, the card of the dog.
Right.
This is now everybody goes away with some quality to work around for them.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for that again. And in fact, just in seeing a few of the cards and even having Vikram and Bijal and Vishbala and Dipti on and everybody going through that exercise, there is already, there's a, what can I use the word, decent amount of understanding about what these cards are. In fact, I know Diksha is here, and I think she had to leave by 12.
Diksha and Harsha, if we could let them go by about, say, 12:15, 12:20.
Yes, let's get Diksha on very quickly. Diksha, there you are.
Super. That'll be lovely.
People, we're just going to hear from Diksha, who's a doctor. Hi, Dr. Diksha. Thank you for taking time out.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, very much so. Please share with everybody what took you to Lenormand and what your experience with Zennobiia has been like.
Okay, so actually I was introduced to Zennobiia. I call her Zennobiia. So I was introduced to her, in fact, through my mother, because she had learned Lenormand as well as numerology from her. And there was a time when I needed some guidance in my personal sphere. We all do. So she guided me to her and she gave me a guidance which was bang on, and it was with numerology and Lenormand. So I found Lenormand very intriguing. So then I just hopped on to the next available batch and I just started off like that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And apart from it being bang on, do you just use this for yourself, or do you actually use it with your patients as well?
No, actually, I use it for a lot of things. Like I do the readings for myself, of course, to gain more insight into various situations, relationships, and at times my patient work also. Like when I get stuck, I have this tool now with me, and I use it very often for that. But yes, of course, more often for friends and family, like I do.
For example, apna Diksha, give a can you give like a chotu example, small example, whereby somebody asked you for some help, and you looked at some guidance for her, and that went on and helped her in some way, or her or him, whoever. Can you think of something like a quick anecdote like that to sort of share with us, where you helped someone?
Actually, it happened very recently. So one of my friends, a very close friend of mine, she's gone abroad she's also a dentist. So she's gone abroad. She's, done everything by herself and everything. So she got a good job, and she felt kind of settled there in that place. But recently what happened was she started feeling uncomfortable, and the work environment somehow started making her feel a little uncomfortable. Probably a new place, a new country, and she felt people don't believe in her, and things like that. She was again in a dilemma whether she should continue there or she should just probably start. She actually started looking for other jobs as well, because she was thinking that people are very resistant to her, so she's not able to do her work properly. And she's a brilliant, she's a pediatric dentist. So she just asked me that can you look for whether I should move or what kind of place I should go to and all. I said, okay, let me do that. So I laid out a spread for her, like a spread of 9, we call it, for her. And very explicitly, it actually came that, in fact, she needs to be the friend there. There came a dog. So all those doubts about, moving out and stuff. And then there's something called as a blessing also that we see, that came out to be a tree. So in fact, I told her that, instead of expecting everybody to give you a warm welcome in that new place, probably you should be the one to, be that person who they can trust. And, you be the friend there. Don't think of suddenly moving out, be loyal there. And because that was actually a very good opportunity for her, that job. So now she's completely, and with that tree, I told her you can just grow there. So it's a good place to grow. Don't
plant
suddenly
yourself,
think of exactly. So that she was very happy about it. Like she was in that dialogue. She was wanting to hear such a thing, that that she should stay on and not think of moving. So she's now she's actually doing better now there. So I was quite happy with that.
Exactly. So she didn't predict. Diksha,
yeah, it was just just be a guide, be a friend there. Yeah. Like I didn't tell her don't move or do. I just told, if you be here, if you do this, probably this would happen. So just try that out. So she was quite happy. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
And I know she's very busy today. Thank you.
No problem. And this, when is your deck out? Actually, I'm sorry.
We're coming to that. We're coming to that very soon.
I'm really looking forward to
very soon. Very soon.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Diksha. Thank you so much. Thank you. All the best to you. God bless.
And Zennobiia, there's Vikram's asked, does fox also represent being cunning? And could you just, and Rohini's asked, can you share about the fox again? What was the message with the fox?
Sorry, about the fox and something else. What was that?
Vikram's asked, does fox also represent being cunning?
Okay. So that's an advice I get from the fox, very sort of, I think very often, but I don't really put it to use, so it keeps showing up. But I like to use the word clever and smart rather than cunning, because cunning has a slightly negative connotation.
It has a slight connotation.
And lots of, sort of, to be fair, lots of people will look at the fox as being the card for cunning in the deck. Yeah. But most often it's just the card for skills and work. Like your go-to person, like who has, like, say, a table job, a routine job, or somebody like us who's an entrepreneur, working on your own. That kind of person will show up as a fox very often.
Fantastic. And Latali says, thank you so much indeed. She's on a career quest and the reading was bang on. And Pragya, to answer your question, it's a no. I'm not calling it out right now. You'll catch it on the group later.
Okay,
and
sure.
Just very quickly, I would, she just basically, when you said, be a mentor, she's actually written in, do you teach something? So I said, no, I don't.
Okay. All right. Be a mentor.
All right. This is interesting. I don't think that I need. Oops, and my earphone just fell out. So earpiece just fell out. Sorry about that. And there aren't too many questions that I can see coming up here.
Okay.
And so basically, I think everybody is definitely waiting to be able to see how the cards come together to give a guidance. And I think it would be great fun to just keep doing that continuously. So what we'll do, Zennobiia, is let everybody know what's on offer for them. And Diksha, you'll get to know about the deck also right now. And after that, I know Harsha also has to leave.
Harsha
a quick word with him
Harsha has
after
to
that.
leave, so let's at the
And-
earliest let him.
Yeah,
sort of
and
go.
then we'll take on as many people as we can.
So what is
for
it I
today.
do first now? Tell me.
We'll
Should I-
go through the offers first.
Okay. All right. So then bring them on. All right.
Yeah. And then bring Harshana and then get everybody on as well. Give me a quick second. I'm just going to refresh
Yeah, absolutely.
my screen. There we go. Okay. All right, so Lenormand Oracle session and workshop with Zennobiia Edulkaka. You have 4 amazing packages, and we'll just take you through it very quickly. Tell us, Zennobiia, what's package A all about?
Okay, so it's very simple, Nilu. Like suppose somebody doesn't want to learn the cards, all right? Not everybody would want. They just want a little guidance on the year ahead. And they want to sit down and sort of have a Zoom talk over something with me. So this is that package. It says 30 minutes. I'm sure it'll go get into about 40-45 minutes, where you will get a bonus for the year of 22, like an overview for that year. And of course, you could ask me to sort of get into the specifics and tell you about, say, a particular relationship, children, marriage, love, education, money, whatever. So it's like a personal session where we speak to the person one-on-one. That is the package A. Yeah.
Right. And of course, you're also adding in your number perspective, your numerology aspect into it.
So that's where this remedies comes from, because for that, I have to tuck into your numbers a little bit and give you a little guidance or a little remedy on what might help you. Yeah, definitely. So that I always look at a numbers chart, no matter what you come to me for. It's something I sort of go back to default. Can't help not doing that.
In something like this, Zennobiia normally charges 8,000 rupees or $124. That's 30 minutes of personal reading and remedy session, unlimited questions with a personalized reading for 2022 as a bonus for you on this Tele Summit. Zennobiia, drum rolls, please. What is the offer?
Yeah, the offer is wonderful, actually, Nilu. It's 3,500 on this particular session. All right. And sort of, if I had an occasion to, I would love to take up an offer like this, because I know how much work goes into each of these, how much calculation goes into each chart.
Absolutely. In fact, I remember, I think a couple of years back, this is not to do with Lenormand Cards. For your readings, it was, I'm talking about a few years back, it was almost 4.5 for just that. And here, there is a huge combination because you're getting your numbers expertise into this also. Just very quickly asking Zennobiia that whoever's going to want to learn this, they don't need to know numerology, right?
No.
It's not that the guidance and options to do something about it will not come through. This is just something you add on because it's, that's your baby as well.
Yes, that's really the baby, one of my biggest babies, as it were.
Right. So there you have it, personal reading and session with Zennobiia at 3,500 rupees or $55. Then of course you have package B, which is the basic workshop. Tell us, Zennobiia.
Okay, so this basic workshop is like you could go through the basics because somebody may not want to explore all, go from A to Z at one go. So here's where you will sort of learn the keywords around every card, learn how to read the cards as a pairs, triplets, 5 cards, basic spreads. And after which, like what Diksha told you, like she's helping herself, she's helping patients, her friends. This is what all of that is very much possible should you take on this. Also, of course, you get equipped for this workshop by me. So you get the manual and the tarot cloth and what else? Study manual, tarot cloth and the deck, yes. This, of course, this one not being mine because mine will take a while to come out.
Right. And that's great. So you get the card deck, you get the study manual, you get a
in fact, I have the stuff here, Neetu. I don't know how could we show it to them. Maybe later I'll just post a group picture on Telegram
just show it quickly.
So there's a little cloth there. There's this little book, and of course it's this Under the Roses deck that I send across to you. Yeah, that's the whole day. So you're equipped for your journey. You don't have to sort of wonder, where do I go? Where do I buy this from? Nothing. You just directly, it's all couriered to you. How sweet. There's a lady who is showing us what the Under the Roses looks like. Shaz, I think I got her name there. if I'm not wrong.
Get
And
it closer. Get it. It's getting
she-
blurred. There it is.
There it is.
Right.
It's the deck you saw us use on the 6 cards, which went onto the Telegram group. You know, the sickle and stuff. It came from that deck.
Yeah, I think what I was showing was the old Lenormand.
You were showing the old, which is good. People should
Yeah.
know that there are different decks. Yes. Hopefully, we'll show ours soon.
Yes. Okay. So it works basic, and there's your program schedule. It's a total of 9 hours,
Yes.
6 days, 1.5 hours each day, 3rd to 8th January 2022, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. IST or 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. AST, which are very comfortable times, I think, for everybody across
I tried,
time
yeah,
zones.
we've tried to make it comfy for people to sort of opt to do this, you know.
Right.
And there it's just mentioning all that we spoke about, that this is all that you'll get. And Neelu, just for the record, I'm sure there are lots here who will agree if they're there. 1 year WhatsApp support, kabhi 1 year nahi hota. It's always way more than that.
Yeah.
You're not, never chucked off the group or something like that.
You might as well consider it as like lifelong.
Yes,
you're there,
me,
you're there.
I'm there, very much so. Yeah.
Right. And of course, you also have a free revision of the entire course, so into the next batch as well, if in case you miss. And you do have your call recordings.
Absolutely.
So a basic workshop with all these bonuses, everything including, usually would cost 36,400 rupees or $562. But just for today, for 24 hours, you have a 65% saving, and you have it at only 12,900 rupees or $200. Please remember that all the tools that you need, your card, your cloth, book, everything is being shipped to you. Within this cost. It's free shipping in India. For outside India, shipping charges would have to be paid directly to Zennobiia, and for that you can get in touch with the team and with Zennobiia, and that will be figured out for you. So 12,900 rupees or $200 for your basic course. Then you have package C, Zennobiia. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so basically this is like stepping things up a little bit. This is also inclusive of the advanced workshop, wherein in this case you'll be equipped with 2 decks. So you will definitely, I will send out one to you before you begin your learning. And when my deck releases, say about 6 weeks roughly from now, you will receive my deck as well. Yeah, that's looped into this offer basically.
Right, and that's package D, which we'll just come to very quickly.
Oh, sorry. So where are we at? We're at C. I'm so sorry. Yes, we're package D. Okay. So that is it. It's like just stepping up on the basics, where you can go A to Z and learn all that you need to sort of for the Lenormand to become what you might call a trainer. Suppose you want to take your learnings and train somebody ahead. This should work. This should be sufficient.
Right, and of course you have the 9-card spread and the grand tableau that comes in with the advanced set. This includes package B, which is your basic, and package D, which we'll just tell you about.
Talk about exactly.
Yeah. And you have the same bonuses for package that's there in package B, which is your card deck, study manual, spread cloth, call recordings, WhatsApp support, guidance with your clients, free revision plus.
Absolutely.
There.
Oh, yes. This makes it interesting. Because it's interesting to know also, Neelu, you know, that when you do the Lenormand deck, you are supposed to be equipped with at least 2 decks. All right? The system demands it. So yes, once you go through the basics and by the time you come to the level of the advanced, you're right. So it's nice to receive both decks at one go, you know, like you're opening up opportunities for yourself like that.
Absolutely. And so your bonus there is Zennobiia's exclusive Lenormand deck, which is, as we'd mentioned earlier, one of the first Lenormand decks to be produced in India. And there is a crash course using Zennobiia's deck, which is also part of this package and beyond just the basics. Okay.
Absolutely.
That you have with you as well. And again, free shipping in India, outside to be paid directly. Your program schedule is being shared on the group as well. Basic has already been mentioned. Advanced is from 10th to 13th January 2022. Timings remain the same. And this is for 4 days, 1.5 hours each day. A package like this would normally cost Zennobiia how much?
Oh, this must be huge. Huge. Sorry, I was taking a sip of water. This would be 48,100 USD 743. And this is coming to you at, please note.
Only. Tell us the price.
It's 17,200 Nilu, really. It's quite incredible, actually. Yeah.
It is. It is a great offer. You have a lot of details that are here. It's a full-fledged course, and you're getting all the material that you require for this as well.
That's the advantage, because just to make a small point, in India, the Lenormand cards are very expensive.
They are very expensive. Yeah.
Lots of people who would have Googled would probably know that the deck could be anywhere from, say, 1,500 to 2,500, and sometimes even beyond that. So they are an expensive deck. Yeah,
right. Absolutely. And Shaz has said, my timing and dates are clashing very badly. I already have. Okay, no worries. Take the offer, Shaz, and join the next one. Zennobiia is very, very flexible that way.
Yes, I am. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. And while learn with Zen, you get direct, clear, and crisp narratives. You learn to get guidance for everyday and complex situations. Angel cards, tarot, and other healing techniques merge excellently with the Lenormand. There is more learning. There's cartomancy aspect included, and it's a handy tool to guide your family, friends, children, and also clients professionally. There you have it, an overview, which is a package B, basic practice, basic workshop, special price 12,900 rupees or $200, and package C, which includes package B and D, which is just coming up, which is at a special price of 17,200 rupees or USD $266. Excuse me. And there we have package D. Tell us, Zennobiia.
Yeah, this package D is very interesting because you can lay off the hands for the very first time on the sort of new deck to be released. But please understand that it will be about a good sort of margin 4 to 6 weeks before you have it in your hands. So do sort of give us that allowance. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And of course, the crash course. So suppose, for example, you sort of have learned with me and you're sort of picking up this deck. So it's like a chance to revise the deck with me, in a sort of one session, like quick going back to revision sort of.
And this is a great option that you've put out there. And there you have a glance of it. There's the tower, the garden, and the crossroads. Oh wow.
And just so that everybody knows, these are hand painted cards. Each card has been hand painted. Yeah. So I'd say don't look for perfection here. Just go pick up the image. Yeah.
Now they're beautiful. They're beautiful. Please send our best wishes and congratulations and kudos to the artist. I think they're gorgeous.
Thank you. I will. I most definitely will.
All right. So this would normally cost you 5,000 rupees or $78, but because you're on the Tele Summit, guess what? Tell us, Zennobiia.
This is super. Yeah, this is 1,900 for the new deck. It's beautiful. Actually, the 1,900 comes from the numbers. Don't miss, Nilu. So as of pre-booking, first time.
Yes, so, absolutely. Yeah, but oh my God, this is the launch of your deck. We just launched your deck officially.
Yeah, officially in a very sort of that's right.
Right.
It's a moment of overwhelm. Actually, I'm just absorbing. Huh?
Yeah, please. No, we're all applauding. I just realized. Oh my God, we just launched something. We just launched a product, team. It just occurred to me.
Seriously, and I mean, who better than you all to launch it? Considering now, actually, Harsha is the one who will tell you how long the association with Mystic Lotus has been when he'll come on.
Right, and of course, again, just reminding you, free shipping in India. Outside, courier charges would have to be paid directly. This is the last reminder this year that please use only the links that we give you. Please do not make any direct transfers into Google Pay, Paytm, any numbers or bank accounts or PayPal accounts that you have. Just use only the links provided. And thank you very much for keeping that in mind. There's your overview, people. We've already mentioned all of this. Excuse me, it's on the group. Will be in your replay email as well. And as you were saying, Zennobiia, why predict the future when you can invent it? This is what you get to do with Len with Zen. So you got to start that right away.
Acha, chalo. So what we'll do now is whatever you tell me to, because Harsha had to make an exit. We sort of had him on for a long time, so
yes,
he's messaged
we
me.
did.
But we have Jinal here, who's another doctor, so we'll speak to her in just a bit. And so, what is it that you need for me to do now?
Let's get people on because this.
Yeah,
I know they've all been waiting for this, and we will just, you know what, just write your name in and come in.
Okay.
You don't need to tell us what the thing is. Just remember to keep your question direct. One question, keep it a direct question, nothing vague. All right.
Keep it direct with a timeline to it.
Right. And Pragya has asked, if we haven't learned the cards before, can we just opt for package D?
I suppose then how will you do the crash course if you haven't learned? Is an immediate thought that I have. It could be one way of procuring the deck and sort of keeping it with you, but you may just be at a little bit of a loss during the crash course. But if you have some background in Lenormand, I have absolutely no issue. Like, I'm not sort of saying.
I think maybe what Pragya was asking is, can she just buy the deck even though she's not learned Lenormand? But as you just explained,
anybody can.
Buy it, but then what are you going to do with it eventually?
Yeah,
if you're not going to be able to use it. Yeah.
That's when you think of Zennobiia.
Yeah. Unless and until somebody like me, it's so pretty, just buy it.
Most of us do that, right? When we see new decks, right?
Yeah, I think I bought 2 angel deck cards. It is so gorgeous. I must have it. I haven't learned it, all right, and it's something that is on the anvil. But I digress. But
Neelu,
you know what? Just buy it.
I have a request because she has a very young bacha back at home. Can we just speak with Jinal and let her go?
Yeah,
and then get into doing that spread for everybody or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hi, Jinal.
Hello, am I audible? Can you hear me?
Very much so. Very much so.
I had a lovely experience with the Lenormand card, and they are always with me. So how it started, like I joined Mystic Lotus only in last February or March.
Okay.
When I just delivered a baby. And I was at home, and we got a lovely reading for my husband. Luckily, in the Mystic Lotus only. And there were 2 people who were doing the reading, and they both got a star and a sun. And lovely, he got a very good promotion in days of lockdown. Right? When we were like, no, we cannot get it, but it was showing that you will definitely get a promotion and a high. And good sun with a stock was a good combination. And from that day, I was like, oh my God, I was never into these, this, there can be such a thing which we can, liable to, or we can get guidance from. And from that day, I was like, no, if you are telling something, they are good or bad, first you should learn it. You should know what is it. And then you can say something are, we can trust on it, or they are just fake, or being a doctor, I was like, no, there is nothing like ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है, science है, science के ही according सब चलता है. And then I started learning day by day, and I got a very good result for myself and people for whom I used to do it. And immediately after completing the course, I did a grand tableau and for a couple. And it was very eye-opening for them. And definitely Zennobiia ma'am helped me in that because it was a very first step for me. And she was like a baby, take a baby steps, and she hold my hand, and the journey was very, very, very smooth. And being a doctor, I got a new side of me now. And after that, I joined the numerology also. And the journey went on and on and on.
That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice.
Fantastic.
So that's how, she gave a very spot on thing where she said stock and sun, meaning victory and stepping up. And that's exactly what happened probably immediately after the Mystic Lotus Summit.
Yes.
So their faith
and during the lockdown, where we were not expecting it also. We were like, no, ho hi nahi sakta, but it came.
It happened.
It happened.
Great. Good. Thank you, Jinal. Thank you, Baba.
Thanks.
Thank
Jinal.
you. All the very best to you, Baba.
Thank you so much.
So this is what it is, Neelu. Chalo, ab batao kya kare.
Yeah, let's get a few people on. Before we do that, just
come.
reminding everybody, Zennobiia, Zeno is here tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. again for more interactions with you. Right now, we'll take on a few, as many as we can. Excuse me. Okay, 2 people have asked about business. Sangeeta wants to know if she'll get success in her business. Vikram wants to know if he'll get a good business partner. So we're going to get both of them on. Shilpa, can we just spotlight both of them and we'll unmute them one by one?
We'll unmute them one by one. Take it.
There is somebody, SZA Watts. I'm sorry, I'm not able to find that name. If Shilpa, if you do find it, let me know. We'll get her on. And Pallavi wants to know about her card. We'll get you on after this.
Sure, let's do this. We'll go one by one. Yeah. What's the first query, Neelu? Is it Vikram is asking?
Yeah, Vikram. Yes. Go ahead, ask Vikram.
Yes, Vikram. What is your
question?
What is your
will I get a good business partner?
Will you get a good business partner?
By good, I mean I have a few qualities in my mind.
Okay, so you are looking for the dog qualities, basically. Somebody who is
loyal, trustworthy, and reliable.
Okay, let's see. I'll just tell you what. I'll tell you what it's showing you. I mean, what it's saying for you. And I'm giving this roughly a window of 6 months. Is that okay? Yeah, because we need to set a timeline to the question. Yeah, so we'll look at
that. Is fine.
Okay. So for Vikram, let's see the background. What's happening currently. And sometimes they just speak what they want to. Vikram, these cards have a mind of their own. So in the moment, they tell you what you need to know. Sometimes not directly answer what you've asked.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to post a picture of this on Telegram. I have to, I can't not post.
Show it to us, Zennobiia.
Okay, so Vikram comes from the space of, sort of this space, the lady space. And what that might be saying to us, Neelu, is that Vikram is, like somewhere his intuition is peaking. It's sort of a lot of the feminine energies reside there. And he is building on those energies. Do you work with any kind of modality or something like that, Vikram? Are you studied some modality, something like that? Like
no, I'm not. I don't use or follow any modality, but yes, I do have a good intuition.
You do have. Okay,
many times.
This tells me that your intuition is spot on.
Maximum
very
of
often.
the time, it is only for bad happening and all, and it comes out to be true.
Wait, let's not go into the bad negative space at all. Let's just say, okay, it's your intuition, that's there. Now look at these. This is very important. Dog, in the current moment, dog, he seeks a partner. And he seeks the partner with all his heart and soul. Means he's really keen for that right partner to come along, as he himself stated. All right, that's what's happening in the moment. And look what happens going forward. Stock, like Gina spoke. So this is upgrade. This is movement. So he's getting what kind of upgrade? Financial upgrade. And alongside another man. So that's his partner for him. Look at that. This is as clear as it can possibly be. So he's going to get that person who he seeks is my take on it. Really beautiful set of cards here.
And yes? you set the intention at 6 months, right? So
I set the intention,
right?
Yeah, because for something like this to fructify, let's give it at least 6 months is a good time to be looking at. And of course, I can always tell you more by looking at your number chart.
Okay. you know what to do.
you know what to do. Yes, absolutely. All right. So that's for bring on somebody else. Come. Let's see who else. Thanks.
We've got Sangeeta Javeri, I think, who also had a business related question.
Okay, chalo. Let's see. Bring her on. Let's see what we can tell her. Sangeeta Javeri, business related. Chalo. Bataiye. Yes. Sangeeta, what can we do for you?
I run a pre-primary school, and because of the scenario, like we're not doing very well. And I'm a consultant to a company which deals with children's books. So do you think like, will that be helpful to me in the coming year?
Okay, so what we'll do is, because it's like different, it has different edges, the questions, should we just do a guidance around career for you, and whatever like this has to show up will show up? Is that good?
Perfect. Yeah, good.
For the year ahead? All right.
Correct.
Let's do that. Okay, so you come, Sangeeta, currently from a space of the birds. Birds could be two things. One is you're looking at how to increase your communication abilities. That could be one. Another thing that could be with the birds is there's a lot going on inside the head. That's typically, nervous energy is typically the birds. All right, and a lot of us are seeing it because of the times we are living in. Classically, it could be me, it could be you. All right. Now let's see what's happening in the moment. Okay, this is interesting. What did you say about the school? Pre-primary school?
Yeah.
You run a pre-primary school, isn't that what you said? Look at the depiction of the pre-primary school. Nilu, house, please note, house. So like I remember I used it for the welfare center, and a place that schools children. Look at that. That's showing us that this is a teacher here and she works with children in the current moment. Now let's see where all of this is going in the coming times. All right. So it's saying, it's showing me the clover. So a little opportunity, little luck, not huge luck. Chotu sa opportunity may come your way. You have shown up. So make use of whatever that opportunity it is that's coming your way, and do it with all your heart to fructify all your passions, whatever desires, whatever passions you have, most likely to be fulfilled with this heart card. Yeah, it's a very strong card on fulfillment. Yeah. So I wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much.
In the coming time. You're welcome.
Thanks,
Yes.
Sangeeta. We're getting Pallavi on. She wants to know about, I want to buy a car. When can I? Interestingly, you would actually mention that in the beginning, what is this?
Okay, so see, this is a good opportunity to correct the question that Pallavi's asked. Yeah, a lot of people will come into awareness. Pallavi, it could be a better question to say, should I be looking at buying a new vehicle in, say, the coming 3 months or 6 months? Way better question. Okay, so can I ask it like that?
Yes, sure.
3 or 6 months, kya timeline lena hai batao? What timeline do you want to set?
6 months, 6 months.
6 months, all right, come on. So here I'm doing something a little different from what I just did. I'm just seeing where the ship is at in my deck. What's before and what's after. And I'll show you all what it is, okay? This is Pallavi. Okay, Pallavi, give me a moment. Let me sort of just... This should be interesting. 6 months, huh? Aha. See this. Very, very possible. And I'll tell you why, okay? So first is the letter. So what is it telling her? It's telling her start reading up on different vehicles, like start gathering information. So sometimes you're looking at, say, whatever, 3 cars, okay? 3 different kinds, BMW, Mercedes, something, whatever, or some Indian XUV that's launched. So get your facts together. Then, of course, the ship, which is the car by itself. And garden is a time of fertility, balance. So most likely what you're looking at is like, what is it? Here it's indicating the car market. So going in and said, just fetch whatever it is from this market. That's what it's telling you. It's yours to do. You just have to, okay, wait, let's take this a step further. There's work here, huh? You have to work at this. 10, 8, 18. It's saying your commitment to buying the new vehicle is at the heart of it. That's what is required. So you can't just sit on it. You have to work towards it, is what the card says. Okay, so if you're committed to buying it, you will, like that. So cheeky, aren't they? They're little cheeky, our cards. They never give you a spot-on answer. All right.
Yeah. And of course, as you said, she's got to do the reading up on it and not just like blindly go in and buy a car from anywhere. Right?
Absolutely. Ab batao kya kare? Okay, Pallavi, when you get your new car, please post it on the Telegram group so we know you got it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we're pretty much at end of time. We're going to take one person on, which is Natasha. Shilpa, is she still here? Yes, I think Natasha is here and we're getting her on. So Natasha has a question about her further studies and wants to know if she'll be going out for further studies. By out, I don't know if Natasha, you're referring to out of your city or out of the country. So ask the question accordingly.
Okay. Hello, first of all. Thank you very much for thank you very much for taking me on for this session.
You're welcome.
Okay. So I wanted to know if I'm a medical student and I wanted to know if I can go out for my further studies again. I used to stay out of India. Then for the entrance exam, I came back, and for 2 years, I've been living here now. So I want to know if I can go out again for my further studies and then.
So what I'll do is I'll do a guidance with regard to your further studies and we'll see what shows up. Yeah, if it's meant to be, most likely it will tell you that you're sort of going. And I'm again setting a bit of a timeline. Can I set the first half of 22 as the timeline on it? Sure. Because it's important to set that timeline. All right. What's your full name, Natasha?
Natasha Kannade.
Nilu Zishan had come on for 10 minutes and he's still here, which means he finds it.
He's been here throughout. I just saw him again. I don't know when my son will ever do that for me, sit on a call for 2 hours.
Truly, even I'm amazed. Okay. So you show up as somebody with fox energy, Natasha. That means you're clever. You're intelligent, all right? Now see, in the present moment, you're at a crossroad, it says. Means you're at a stage where you need to take some kind of decision. And it shows me the tower, most likely that is the, suppose you're a medical student. So like you could be looking at this or that college, isn't it? Like, if I go, like, should I be going to Australia or New Zealand? Just as an example, and which college should I be going? So it's showing me exactly that dilemma. It's saying she has to make a choice about where she wants to go. And then finally, it could be with the help of some person, meaning the dog has shown up. That's why I say that. So with a little bit of help, mentoring, friendships, the rider, so movement for you, in the direction that you seek, coming in the form of an opportunity. So watch out for these little opportunities that might pop into your scheme of things in the early aspects of the year. Yeah. And something like this would definitely be better answered in your sort of, I sat with you one-on-one and dug deeper into your numbers and, sort of, because it's always where we are in our number chart that impacts a lot of things in our life. And that's what I love to bring people into awareness about. Yeah. But a very positive set of cards here, I would say. Yeah. Showing up.
Even when we did like choosing one card a few minutes ago, I actually went for number 3 and it was the fox.
Ah, there you are. So then you must imbibe, also, like I said, it's 2 things. It's self-care, it's clever, be clever, be intelligent, but it's also about building on skill. That's very important. So fox is always an indication of skills. That's what we'll need going forward in time in life. Yeah. More and more skills, more than just head knowledge. All right.
Yeah.
And you are studying medical, so skill sets are very vast there.
Very vast.
And there you have it. And there's likely, what did you say, Zena? There's a dog. So there's a
there's a
friend or a mentor or a guide, somebody who could be helping you with this.
With this, making that decision as to where you need to get to.
Okay.
Interesting.
You could be in your head, like, do you have a particular destination in mind?
Yeah, I do have.
Where would you have liked to go?
UK.
Which you would. So I'm sorry, Natasha, but just remember for the future, when you ask something like this, a better question to ask would be, so could I be going back to the UK in the next 6 months in the coming year? Just so that, you're guided to ask a very spot on question and then you receive very spot on guidance. All right. But looking good. Let's see what shows up.
Okay? Hey, you know what, Zennobiia, I'm just going to go out on a limb. It's literally the last one happening here right now. Natasha asked, will I be going to the UK in the next 6 months? Let's make it a very direct question, exactly like Zennobiia said.
That really helps with the Lenormand system. Yeah, people who come to me to learn, they know that you have to ask a very crisp question. But it's okay. We're all learners on this journey, right? We have to learn one way or the other. That's it.
Okay.
Zennobiia, will you do that right now?
Yes. What I'm going to do now, Neelu, before we wrap up for sort of today, before we come on again tomorrow at the same time, guys. For anybody who has questions to ask of me, 11 again tomorrow. Okay, if you sort of have some kind of query or that. But today I want to wrap with something for everybody to take away. All right, so 2022 universal energy sort of, and maybe specific to us in India. Let's see what shows up.
We'll do that immediately after this, and let's just do this in Natasha and get her off because we want you on full screen again.
Sorry, sorry. Just say what you just said. I lost this thing a little bit.
Yes, I was saying, Zennobiia, this is like literally the last one. So I went out on a limb, and I said, okay, we'll do this question. We'll ask Zennobiia to do this question for you, asking it directly. Am I going to UK in the next 6 months? So
okay. So then that I'm now then doing it only purely as a yes and no.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just wait.
Yeah. Right.
I'm just taking the key as my yes card. Let's see what shows up. Okay.
Yeah. And again, Natasha, this is a guidance.
This is a guidance because it's not classically predictions we are looking at. Please remember. Yeah, always.
Yeah, sure.
And it's come.
The key.
That's your yes. That's the yes card I had chosen for your answer. If it showed up, that means it's a yes. So you can, I think, just meditate on that. Divine magic, begin now. Let my UK trip or visit happen somehow. Something like that. Yeah, that's your affirmation. All right. So it should.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And you've gotten guidance on
that's a little angel blessing you over here, right here, right now.
Thank you.
And they work at all times to make our dreams come true. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Neelu. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, Natasha. And of course, for many more layers into this, you know,
lots of layers.
This is just the surface that you've gotten to experience. This is not what a session with Zennobiia is. It goes way deeper. And as Zennobiia, you were saying, you want to leave everybody with a message for 2022. So before we do that, just reminding everybody that you have your offers on the Telegram group. This was all the time that we had to take on a few people today, and she is back at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. 4 packages. Package A, personal session at only 3,500 rupees or $55. You have the basic workshop at 12,900 rupees or $200. You have the basic plus advanced at 17,200 rupees or $266, which includes the last offer of package D, which is Zennobiia's own deck of cards at the only offer price you're ever going to get on it, which is 1,900 rupees or $30. Remember where you heard about it first.
For the first time, yes, absolutely. All right, so let's go with this. At the heart of this spread, for one and all, I would say, for humanity, it shows me the fox and the whip, which means we, the foxes of the world, will continue to take a battering for a while from now. Yeah, even into the New Year's. It's not sort of all, clean and clear, as it were. All right. What did we deal with in the past? We dealt with something to do with health because the tree. So basically what that did for us is a lot of mental chatter. Yeah, lots of heads ticking, lots of nervous energy doing the rounds. Pallavi has a beautiful smile, even in her picture, I can see.
Even in her DP.
The one who came on for the sort of the car question. Okay, so lots of worry happening and spinning us around, and literally we're spinning in real life as well. All right. So that was our immediate past. What's happening? Oh, this is interesting. The rider and the mountain, meaning the news, that we are looking for, the movement that sort of we are looking for is still away, sort of, it's a while before we get to that spot. It's not like all the blockage is moving just yet. That is very clear. Okay, that's like the news that we seek. Okay, kuch nahi hoga, galat kuch nahi hoga, is still a while away before we get that kind of news. And going forward, it is a lot of feminine energy, and this is not to sort of belittle anyone, because feminine energy is very much a part of so many masculine people also, right? Because the lady has shown up and the anchor. So it's the feminine energies, the intuitive energies, the homemaking energies that are going to keep us fulfilled, nurtured, and grounded. That's what these cards are. Yeah, this is what it's saying classically. So what can we do in the moment? We can go sort of speak, talk to people, reach out to people. When something's really ticking on inside your head, find that someone who will hear you out. I think that's really important. And to ground yourself in the moment is very important. In fact, I'm doing that more sort of strongly and often now, because I sense a lot of the bird energy myself these days. So grounding is very, very important. Harnessing that grounding energy is very important. A chotu sa Archangel Michael meditation in a day, something like that, but ground your energy. Okay, so that is what it is. That's the takeaway. So it's not like it's like all the clouds have cleared, but we have to hang in there somewhere is what the cards are still saying, which we do know at a deeper level.
Absolutely.
And that's it.
Amazing. That was a double bonanza from you. We got our cards, the cards that we chose, and then we've had this as well. And of course, there is more to experience with you tomorrow morning. For today, we are bringing this call to a close. And before we say bye to everybody, wishing everyone from all of us at the team at Mystic Lotus, on behalf of all our speakers, wishing everybody much in advance a very Merry Christmas and a great Happy New Year to all of you. Zinu, it's so good to always have you here. It's so much fun, just playing with the cards, literally. Yes. And I hope very many of you actually do decide to take on Len with Zen, because it's great fun, and it's something that just becomes a part of your life once you're on board with it. And that is that. And Zeno, you've already given us your last words. Absolutely. With this thing, but just in case you have anything else left in your mind, just say it quickly, and then we'll say bye to everyone.
I just want to say to each one who's listening in a very, very Merry Christmas, very Happy New Year. Have fun, stay blessed, stay calm, serene, and happy and healthy. And I want to thank Mystic Lotus all over again for making these wonderful sort of journeys possible in our life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. What a season. See you all next year. Mwah. Bye.
Bye for now. God bless. God bless. Bye. Bye. Take care. Lots of love. Ciao.
People, in case you're wondering, the call is over. We're having a bit of a technical glitch. You can exit the call right now.
We're leaving now. Thank you. Technical glitch. You can leave now. Bye. Bye.